Right. Hello and welcome to Smiling Souls. This is Stephanie Keenan Ray and Wendy T. How you doing, Nay?
Eh, all this talk about water made me thirsty. You missed the first half. Hi, hello, good. Welcome to Smiling Souls.
Yay. Awesome. How have you been? I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while.
I know it's been a minute. It
Mm-hmm.
has been a minute. You had your retreat and
Mm-hmm.
then your mom's birthday,
Yes.
and here we are. How was your mom's birthday, by the
It
way?
was wonderful. She turned 80 this past week.
Was it a good
And
surprise? Like,
it
did
was a
she?
big surprise. And we managed to surprise her. My sister and her husband came in from North Carolina on Thursday. And so the original plan was to literally surprise her with them just arriving on their doorstep. And apparently, um, my dad and my sister decided to tell my mother that Michelle was coming, but didn't
Oh,
tell me. So I got a phone call and I'm talking to my mom and she goes, "Do you know that Michelle's coming?" And I was like, "What the?" I was so mad. I was like, "Yeah, yep, yep." And I'm just kind of like, all right. And then I get off the phone. And I was like, why did you guys tell? What is going on? And they're like, well, we had to, because if the house wasn't cleaned, your mother was going to kill me. And I was like,
oh,
oh,
fair
okay.
point.
Yep, yep. So
I love it.
so my son was like, "Can we pick up Auntie at the airport?" So I picked him up from school and we drove into Boston and
Yep,
got them and sat in
nice.
crazy, crazy traffic. But it was good. And then yeah, and then that night we had dinner and we told her, "Oh, we're going down to the Cape to Cape Cod." And and all I said was like, "It's gonna be the whole clan," and she was like, "Oh, that's great." And I was like, "Yeah." And Michelle said something about Michael, our brother, and his wife and child coming with them and
Right?
with us, and she was like, like she just didn't think that they'd be coming too, so it was like all of us
Oh
together,
my gosh,
which
that's
was wonderful.
yes.
Michelle hasn't gotten to spend that much time with the baby, so that was
Mm-hmm.
wonderful for her to
Aw,
get to um really bond with him.
right.
And then Saturday was our like birthday party for
Mm-hmm.
her,
Mm-hmm.
and so I had some of them take her out to a beach. They went to the National Seashore
Oh,
and walked around and had
yep.
fun.
Got her out of the
and
house.
and luckily I planned enough things and had everything pre put together that
Right.
Michael and Talia and I went down to, and my dad went down to the like Bayside beach right near the house, and so I got
Yep.
to have a little beach time. And then I put together the party, and my mom's best friend who lives down in the Cape came for the party.
Oh my
So
gosh. I
she
love
got to
that.
the house and it was just me setting things up, and everybody else had run away for different reasons. And
Oh
my my mom pulls in and doesn't really notice that the only car in the driveway is not one of ours. And she like walks onto the back deck and sees the table all set up, and she was like, "Ooh, what's happening?" And then she looks at me, she goes, "Whose car was in the driveway?" And then it like the gears start churning because I was like, "I don't know. What are you talking about?" And then all of a sudden she just goes, "Oh," and she runs in and finds her friend June. And like,
my
it was a
goodness.
beautiful day.
I
And
love
then
that.
that night was awesome. It was just so chill. We were hanging out in the jacuzzi a little bit, and then we had a fire pit. And
Mhm.
my brother brought his guitar, and so did Joe. So they were sitting
Oh,
there
wow.
playing guitar together and telling stories, and Talia was singing. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Oh,
And my
I'm
parents
so
loved
glad.
that. They were like, that
Yeah.
was like the most special, magical part of the weekend, was just seeing you guys all be together and do that. And um, so yeah, and then we went to Moore Beach on Sunday, and yeah, and then made our way
Oh,
slowly home. So it was
that's
awesome.
magical. Oh my gosh. I was
Yeah.
thinking about you. I'm like, I wonder how the birthday party is going. That is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it was so cool. And I had put my brother in charge of cakes, or
Oh,
a cake, a birthday
okay.
cake.
Yeah.
he took his job way too seriously. It was hilarious. Like first he's like messaging me, "What's mom's favorite kind of cake?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like she loves carrot, she loves chocolate raspberry, she loves, you know." I was like, "Just don't get her vanilla. Like plain old vanilla, she'll be pissed." But
Okay,
like
plain
everything
vanilla.
else, like it's all good.
Yeah.
And like I did catering for 15 years. So to me it's all boring, but like I don't get excited over chocolate raspberry, but like to her, she's like,
Oh
"Oh, it's so
God, I do.
fancy because you put raspberry in it, you know?"
Right.
And
Yeah. Yes. Just that one
and
ingredient.
yeah, and so I had given him some ideas, and I had given him a website that we had gotten the cake for my dad's 80th at, and that cake had been phenomenal, and so he was like, "I think I'm going to go with that bakery," but he had in mind he has this. He's really great at finding cool, unique gifts, cool, unique things. And so he really wanted to go to a fancy bakery and get a like really fancy, unique cake for her.
Okay.
And he
Yeah.
found this one on Newbury Street.
Okay.
The most ridiculous cakes you have ever seen. They were basically layers of crepes made into a cake with
Really?
like this cream stuff in it, but they were
Okay.
really unique flavors. So like the one he picked was jasmine lime, like Thai jasmine lime.
Oh, interesting.
But he was worried that it would be too bizarre for Saturday birthday, so he got a chocolate raspberry for Saturday, and he got this insane crepe cake for Friday night with us.
Grape
And
cake.
so we totally splurged and had lots of cake,
Oh,
and we all kind of laughed over it because like, all right, he's like, she only turns 80 once.
exactly.
Yeah.
Have two
But
cakes. Have
he
20,
spent
whatever.
a bloody fortune on this crepe cake.
Oh,
So we were a little like, and he was like, "Well, that was a little anticlimactic because it wasn't nearly as good as he expected."
oh no.
I thought it was great and it was interesting, but yeah, like he just kind of was like, "Oh,
You know, I love it. Have as many cakes as you want. It's you only turn 80 once. Just go nuts. I love that.
right,
Me too.
exactly."
Yes.
Ocean and cake. What more can you have
More because you want.
or need? Yeah.
Yes.
So, what about you? How have you
Yeah.
been?
Oh, good, good. So I just popped on social media this morning. I
Mm-hmm.
have been off for a while because I just can't.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
I just can't.
Mhm.
But some good news popped up.
Yeah.
Lauren Graham, who Gilmore Girls, I am
Mhm.
all about that. She got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Finally.
That's awesome.
I was
That's
so
awesome.
excited. Like I'm so excited for her. So anyway, that's my big news.
I love it. I love it. Um, yeah, it's interesting. I don't really know how people get their stars on the Hollywood
I
Walk
don't
of Fame.
either. But I'm like, how did I not know about this before?
Yeah.
What the heck? You just don't I could have been there.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, it's been busy. It's been a busy couple. It's been a
Right.
busy like 6 weeks of
It
like
has.
one thing and then the next thing and then the next thing. Like it literally was like certain points where I'd be like, okay, I can only focus on this one thing. And
Yep.
as soon as that's done, I can do the next thing.
Yep.
And now I can do the next thing. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, all right, I can breathe again. Like life is good.
You see the whole view instead of like when you're driving, you just see a couple
Yes.
hundred feet in front of you. Yep.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But life is good. Should we do oracle cards?
Yes, let's do that.
Mhm.
You want to go first?
Sure.
Okay, beautiful.
So I pulled prioritize.
Right. Words. Oh, interesting. Okay.
So it's Metatron.
Yep.
And it says focus on your highest priorities. I'll help you get organized and motivated. What's your calling? What makes your heart sing? When you focus on these areas, your joyful energy increases, which benefits everyone. Take charge of your schedule and spend more time on projects and activities close to your heart. Make choices that honor your priorities and support your life's mission. Working with Metatron. Metatron is one of the two archangels who once walked the earth as human men. The other is Sandalphon. Metatron was the prophet and scribe Enoch, who ascended after his exemplary earth life. He continues working as a scribe and record keeper in heaven, and he keeps people He helps people develop organizational and record keeping skills as well. When you call upon him, he motivates you to organize your priorities, which I think is hilarious that I pulled this card because I really have been focusing on that between being the
Right.
past 6 months of like 6 weeks of just like, okay, this is what we're working on. But even this month, I decided with the spa in town, I've gone down to 3 work days instead of 4 because
Go you.
there'd be certain days when it's like I come in just for an eyebrow wax and, so
I
I'm like,
know.
if I can fill the 3 days and then maybe I'll open that fourth day. But
Right.
also, I've got a lot of things on my plate. I'd like to
You
have
really
time
do.
to specifically work on the podcast, to specifically work on the networking group.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm opening up space for myself and making it so that life is more balanced, and
Mhm.
add it to it that Joe just left on another job where he'll be gone for a month at least. So luckily he's only in Connecticut. We can drive to him and
Yay.
see him if we need to, but he's literally working 7 days a week. So
Oof.
yeah, so I'm back to single momming it while also
And organizing with
yes,
Archangel Metatron.
right. So I'm going to be calling upon my buddy.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. I love that. When you said prioritize, I'm like, oh yeah, that fits perfectly with what you
Hmm.
just said is happening. So
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
All right.
Hmm.
Well, I chose choose peace. Be responsible for your serenity. I'm like, oh, that's kind of
Nice.
on the nose.
Yeah, yeah.
It says enjoying routine activities can be a way to achieve mental sanctuary. People have different activities that help them feel calm. It's time to discover the path to your inner peace. Practice settling your mind and disconnecting from chaos and endless mental chatter to help you feel connected. Any chore from washing dishes to sweeping the floor can become a peaceful and meditative ritual. Calming
Hmm.
activities most often bring peace filled results into your life. You might find a book you have been wanting to read, or listen to ocean sounds or birds twittering, whatever brings calm to your thoughts. Worry and stress can disrupt your peacefulness and stop you from finding harmony. It isn't easy to comprehend that you can influence your feelings and reactions. You may have become frustrated or anxious. Neutralize these stressors by confronting your feelings, choosing to shift them, and relaxing into a place of tranquility. Try different techniques for managing stress until you find one that fits your needs. Do something that helps you find your peace every day. So, this card, a woman reaches through the flow of water toward an attainable light. Achieving peace takes awareness and work. This image represents the Hawaiian goddess Uli. So that is what I chose. And now I get to choose our guest's card, Andrea, who I will introduce in just a moment. So, Andrea, I'm going to be shuffling the deck, and you just tell me
Okay.
when you'd like me to stop.
And stop.
Okay, bottom or top?
Bottom.
Okay. You chose
Ooh.
patience.
Chance.
Uh-huh. Approach with peace and resolve. So let's see what we have to say about patience. Let's see. 39. Patience while I find the thing, right? Here we go. Okay. Each day represents innumerable opportunities to exercise patience, doesn't it, though?
Yeah.
Slow moving traffic or a line at a store can feel frustrating, perpetual, and sluggish. A doctor's appointment that's running behind may make you feel anxious. Aggravation can be a natural reaction to blockages or impediments. Recognize the physical cues of your impatience or frustration. Listen to your body and note how you are feeling. Identifying indicators of stress may help mitigate irritation. When they arise, move past the immediate angst to the bigger picture. Take a breath and be present in the environment around you. Slowing down a situation gives you a moment to collect your thoughts. Regroup and make the most of this pause. If you are in the car, listen to music or a podcast you enjoy, like this one. Perfect. I love that. Read a book while waiting for the doctor. Avoid looking at the clock and worrying about the length of the delay. Breathe and make the most of it. Enduring patience does not arise overnight. However, you can control how you feel when you are held up or meet an obstacle. Releasing your control over situations can bring immediate benefits. Developing patience will improve your overall well-being. This card, a woman pauses to reflect on this moment. There is nothing outside of who and where she is right now. Being present, unhindered by past upsets or future possibilities, can help you appreciate and acknowledge the beauty of patience. That is your card, Andrea.
Love.
I feel like all three of our cards were like linked together.
Pretty much.
Doesn't
Yeah,
that
it's like
always
the
happen though?
same
It seems like.
theme.
Oh my. So, are you a sugar junkie or carb addict who is sick and tired of being sick and tired? Do you feel sluggish at certain times during the day? How about your clothes? Have they become a little snug? Are you an emotional eater? So you understand that you need to eat healthier, but you might not know where to start or what healthy food even means. It's all a bit overwhelming. Well, never fear. Coach Ingrid is here. She will teach you how to kick the sugar cravings, lose weight, and have the energy to do the activities you love. She will work with you on achieving your goals, one step and one bite at a time. Those are our cards. And now I get to introduce our guest today to Smiling Souls. Welcome, Andreya Tornes. Andreya is a hormone balancing meal planner and weight loss coach for women 40 plus, helping them navigate menopause with science-backed strategies, no BS coaching, and a whole lot of ambitchous. How do you say that, Andrea?
Ambitchous.
Ambitchous energy. I love that. With a black belt in Taekwondo, a 300-pound max squat. Whoa. And a mission to destroy diet culture. I love that. She empowers midlife women to ditch the restrictive diets, optimize their metabolism, and feel amazing in their bodies without punishing workouts. Thank goodness. She is the founder of Tone for Life, where she's helped thousands of busy professional women take back control of their weight, energy, and hormones without falling for gimmicks. Welcome to Smiling Souls, Andrea.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. It's so nice to just chat with you ladies and hear what you've got going on in your life. And I'm like, oh, I had a friend who had a birthday last week. We surprised her as well. My dad's birthday was October 3rd. He passed away a few years ago, but yeah, just kind of fun. So, and just seeing two guys. And like you said, the theme is very similar. I just did like a Facebook kind of reel about the two words that really keep us stuck, which is buy now. Creates a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, and it kind of goes right along with the patience thing. And I don't think I'd be able to teach on that if I didn't have that obviously come up in my, anything that comes before us. I feel like it's something we're going to walk through, and that's how we can teach. We're basically one step ahead. One step.
One step.
Today. Yeah.
Even a half a step. If you're a half a step ahead, you're good.
Yeah. Yes. So, no, I think that's exactly, we say, oh, my business should be further along by now, or, my weight loss journey should be further along by now. And it creates a lot of like stories and shame when it's like, well, who says, like, there's so many different ways to think and look at that whole thing, perspective. And I feel like you can feel good in any situation if you reframe it. And I mean, it's kind of interesting.
It is.
Thanks for the patience thing again.
Yeah, there's that patience thing again. Just notice, reflect, and just kind of flip the script. Okay, now what have I done? I'm going to celebrate that. And it just, like I said, it changes the energy. Andrea, Andrea, can you tell us, because I know a lot of our listeners and viewers are dealing with or have dealt with burnout.
Mhm.
Can you talk about your journey with burnout and how you've come to where you are now?
For sure. Yeah. So burnout for me at age 42, like, everything should have been amazing in so many ways. And I had built a business from the ground up. Basically went from training people into their homes to moving to a small Cairo office where we did a wellness clinic. And I was the personal trainer to a storefront to I hope I can sell this business. I don't think I want to do it anymore after 2020. And at the
Yeah.
same time, I found my body gaining weight, even
Mhm.
though I was doing all the things, like I
Yep.
was working out 5 days a week. I was eating very low calories. So I just continued to think, okay, if I up the ante on this, I just need to work harder. So then I was like, well, let's throw in some spin. Let's, eat less. So I got down to like 1100 calories. I was doing spin plus my weight workouts. I'm sure I was pleasant to be around. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I can imagine, no. And then I was still gaining belly fat. And so I didn't really understand that there was things like adrenal fatigue, there were thyroid issues, all of that. So kind of
Mhm.
hit that wall where I did a life activation. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but my
oh,
friend Poppy, yeah, she's amazing. So she just was talking to me about it, and I thought, I'm gonna go try it. And so basically, she clears your chakras. She does a whole bunch of cool
oh,
stuff. And I'm not kidding you, within like 6 months, my business had sold. I kind of walked more into this new business I have now. And, it started kind of healing and rebuilding. And it took my central nervous system years, but doing the work on that. So I
Mhm.
think I fast forwarded, but I felt burnout at age 42, had 5 kids, a thriving business. On the outside, you would say Andrea is so successful. But my adrenals were shot. I was, unhappy to the point of, I just couldn't take a lot of the socializing I'd been doing, things like that. I just really just, and it had to do with perimenopause. So like the
Yep.
transition happens to everybody, but I
Yep.
didn't put two and two together. So
Yep.
it kind of hit me harder, I feel like. And I see that in a lot of women, but I, thought, well, I'm a healthy person. I do all the things. I look amazing, but then I didn't. And then it didn't work anymore. And I was like, I need to address this. I can't ignore this. And
Mhm.
so it's just been a really interesting journey since then.
Yeah. Yeah. That I feel like that's it's so interesting how I think a lot of women they hit 42ish, 42,
hmm
43 and they're like what is
What is happening?
happening? And half the time they don't even think, oh, it could be that my hormones are going a little wonkadow.
Yeah.
But that's tends to be what it is, and add to it life, but
Right. In life.
yeah,
External stressors for sure.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, my dad died in 2020. It was just like
Oh,
we had
Things
COVID, my
just kept
dad passed
piling.
away. Yeah, but then it made me look at like what I really wanted, like
oh,
so
wow.
I mean, selling my business was really good for me, but it was like taking
Hmm.
my arm and selling it.
Hmm.
It felt so foreign. I had built all these beautiful relationships with these
Right.
women, and I felt very, I felt loyal to that. And I felt like selling it was selling out to them. And a lot of people now are like, well, that's so amazing. You sold your business for profit. It was a good, and I'm like, I know, but then you kind of have you can't really non-competes and there's weird,
Yep.
it's business. And,
Yeah.
like it was my personal business. So I think
Yeah.
that was hard too, but it was needed. And now I can,
Yeah.
I'm not full circle like, oh my gosh, that was absolutely the right thing. But I do think it was like just my peace has come back.
Hmm.
My body's in a great place. I reverse dieted for 3 years and I still continue to. Like I was eating no
Hmm.
food and now I just celebrate eating and making sure I'm nourishing my body the right way, getting enough sleep, spending time
Hmm.
with my family, like just all of those things. It was like if I
hmm
don't do this like now, I'm
Yeah.
never gonna do it, and I'm gonna miss out. Like my boys are getting older every day. And so to me, it's a different type of success, that
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so important to hear you talk about that, the eating thing, because I feel like there's so many between disordered eating that many people
Yeah.
do from very young to I mean, I think I told you this now that I remember when we had a connect. One of my friends, she also is in the health and wellness sphere. She's a therapist, but also a trainer and something else, but nutrition. But she, when she hit about that, early to mid 40s, she was teaching classes at a Y like 4 or 5 times a week. So she's working out for 5 hours at
Yeah.
least. Or no, I think she was like working like 6 hours a week working out. But she started gaining weight. And her doctor just was like, "Well, you just need to work out more and cut your calories.
Oh,
Like
cut your carbs.
it's a simple math equation." And she was like,
she just,
hold on. Like,
right.
wait a minute. I'm supposed to work out more and
No,
eat less, you
no.
know? And luckily, she didn't fall for that. But it's one of the, like, if that's what somebody who's in that world is thinking, can you only imagine the regular person who's like, I don't even know what's happening here.
I know. And that's the whole thing. Like I'll talk to, and I don't want to, I am a little let down by our medical community though, honestly, like,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
because the OB too, I've had lots of doctors look at my weight since I started strength training and they'll say, "Oh, Andre, you need to lose 10 pounds." And I'm like, "Have you looked at my abs? Like literally I have a six pack.
You have muscle,
I have
not
cuts in
fat.
my arms." Yeah. And I'm like, I've had to sell myself on myself versus listening to that kind of stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're picking off your kids' plates, or, like you need to really cut down, or let's go to, and it's just so
Oh
disheartening.
my
So,
gosh.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
feel like the education there to be so connected to BMI and a scale and to
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
tell women who are already in burnout mode to work out more. It's like,
Right.
Right.
that's
What's
only
I
that?
going to
know.
create more inflammation, more issues because our bodies are hungry. Like they need those nutrients. And that's the difference why,
Mm-hmm.
like, when we eat broccoli, we're not going to binge eat the broccoli usually, but we'll binge eat,
I
like,
don't know if it's cooked
Uh,
right. Roasted broccoli, I could eat a whole tray.
actually,
okay, yes.
right.
Yes.
We should use a different one, but like typically you're, like
Beets.
I
We're
love
not going to
these
eat tons
seaweed
of beets.
We're not
things.
gonna eat beets. I'm
No,
saying
we're not
that.
going to eat
No.
any beets. No.
No.
Or liver. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not
No,
having it.
no liver.
Yeah. But those seaweed pieces, like I
Yeah.
literally have, like, I love it. Like I can't stop eating those
Same.
little dried seaweeds. So I think my body needs some cholera. It's called
Yeah.
CHOLERA.
Cholera.
Yes.
Oh,
So I just love that stuff. But yeah, it is different. Like I'm not going to go crazy on chicken, but if it comes
Yeah.
to, chips or, for me, Takis, like I don't even like those, but like my boys will eat so many of them and I'm like, you guys got, how, why? And it's an
Yeah.
addictive kind of food versus a
yeah.
nourishing one. And
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah,
important to
Well,
bring
and
out.
it's interesting though, because I feel like once you start eating healthy, you're less. No, thank you, buddy.
I saw that cute little,
Is
what is
that your
that? Is
dog
that
or
like
is that your
a,
son?
It was my son.
oh, I thought it was a dog nose. Okay. Because my dog is here. So I was like, oh, okay, her dog.
Yes,
Oh.
typically Mo is somewhere around, but he's outside today. But it is interesting that once you start eating well, your body wants more healthy foods, like you
Mhm.
start to like I'm not a potato chip person, but like, potato chips or chocolate might still be appealing, but
You're not
your
craving it.
body starts asking for the vitamins,
Mhm.
right? and the nutrients.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I feel that way. Like that's why usually we'll have women do this certain amount of protein so
Mm-hmm.
that if they even if they're craving or if they have issues, because it's like if we meet that protein goal, there's so much nutrients in protein and how our body breaks that down. They don't necessarily then have as much cravings and whatnot. But I would
Mm-hmm.
say like most of our clients are eating pretty well. So it's not really that. It's like during the day, like they are during the week, they're keeping on
Mm-hmm.
top of it. Like they might have eggs for breakfast and then like a salad with some chicken and then dinner is pretty good and then they might have like pretty good snack, but it's just kind of like it comes to the weekend and they've already kind of met that goal or maybe they're overeating a tiny bit and then the
Mm-hmm.
weekend they've got more social things and then they're
Right.
eating recipes and restaurants and so then it just kind of keeps them stuck and so
Mm-hmm.
like once we kind of dive into that then we
Yeah.
can start to see without like oh my god we have to take away everything you eat and
Mm-hmm.
redo it's just like we just need to basically kind of fine tune a few things and then they're smooth sailing.
Andrea, what I'm hearing from you is it can be easy. You don't have to double down on exercise. You don't have to just let it be easy. Just like you said, that little tweak. Like, okay, I'm
Mm-hmm.
eating really well during the week. The weekend, just a little
Mm-hmm.
switch there. Have more protein. Maybe say no to that dessert. Maybe have
Mm-hmm.
half of the dessert. Whatever.
Right.
Right. And that's exactly. And then once you get there, like
Mhm.
then go do what you want. Like it's literally
Right.
then have a few glasses of wine on the weekend, have
Right.
what you want, like go socialize with your friends, like just now, I just talked to one of my clients and that was what we discussed is like, okay, during the week, we really have to kick the alcohol like for right now,
Mm-hmm.
because you're looking at, doing this thing. We have to hit the certain amount of protein and then, yeah, take a day off on the weekend and just kind of go
Mm-hmm.
out, do what you want. That's going to be a good deficit for you, but eventually you won't even have to really calc. So that's the beauty of kind of doing this slowly and tweaking things. And it's
Mm-hmm.
very eye-opening. But yeah, like having to make it hard or rearrange yourself. It's kind of like asking someone who wears like little tiny earrings to start
Mhm.
wearing like big ones, It's
Yes.
like they're probably not going to do it, so I'm
Yeah,
not even going to
right.
waste my time. It's like
Mm-hmm.
what that's your style, that's your lifestyle. So let's figure out how you can do it and how you can enjoy
Mm-hmm.
it. And
Yep.
these small things basically layer into really big things. And
Yeah.
that to me is a lifestyle that fits
Yes.
someone's creativity, their personality, what they love to do. And that's there. That then they do it. Then you're not like fighting with like, all
Right.
right, you don't like broccoli or like roast it if
Right.
you like it, but I'm not gonna ask you to eat it. Like let's figure out
Right.
what you do like. So
Yeah. And fitness wise, like, you know, what's kind of, when we get into this midlife and you're exhausted and you've got adrenal fatigue, like, yeah, like running on a treadmill isn't necessarily going to actually
Oh,
help
God.
you, right? So what are some of your advice to
Mhm.
people when it comes to fitness?
yeah, so like exactly what you said. Like I don't want to demonize any type of movement because I feel
Right.
like if they're doing it, if you love it, like I've had some people
If it
like, I
brings
love
joy.
running
Yes.
and I don't want to give it up. And I'm like, that's okay. And most of the time when I test their cortisol levels, which
Mm-hmm.
is kind of the, thing, they don't even have cortisol because usually the adrenal fatigue means your adrenals are not making it. And so without
Mm-hmm.
cortisol, think about like when you're sick or when your kids are sick, during the day they're okay, but then at night
Mm-hmm.
things kind of go really south. That's because in the daytime you have cortisol. At night it tends to clear out. So that's why you end up feeling so much more sick. So cortisol is really important.
Right.
And I think women have got in their head like, I can't do the running or I can't do these strenuous exercises because of that. That's
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily it, but more focused like strength training. And I'm talking like 2 to 3 times a week. Walking tends to be a really big superpower too, because think about bodybuilders, like I was an IFPA pro bodybuilder, and like you don't want to burn off any of your muscle because that helps burn more calories at
Oh,
rest.
right.
That's basically your lifeline to
Mm-hmm.
anti-aging.
Yep.
Mhm.
And you're going to burn it off anyway because of a
Yeah.
diet maybe you did once or you're
Yeah.
getting older. So eating enough protein and strength training for a woman 40 plus
Mm-hmm.
is so important. So that's where I would spend my time. And it could be
Right.
30 minutes. And then
Mm-hmm.
doing
Oh, wow.
8,000, 7,500 to 8,000 steps a day is a great
Yep.
amount if you're consistent.
Mm-hmm.
It gets your central nervous system in a spot where you're actually relaxed, especially if you're outside.
Mhm.
It's not burning off muscle.
Yep.
Basically, it's setting your body up to manage blood sugar, which is something that goes a little crazier too. So those two together seem to work really well. And then the HIIT workouts. Are you guys
Oh, good Lord. I used to do those.
about what you did? What did you do? What kind of?
Holy moly. It was high intensity training. This was probably like 10 years ago. And I mean, I was like solid.
Yeah.
Yep.
However,
Yes.
I would not do those now.
Yeah.
Hard pass. Just for
Yeah.
me. It was intense. Like I was on it. But now I'm like, walking works just fine. Just let it
Yeah.
be easy, Wendy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. And I love, yes. It's like, well, like last night I did a leg workout and in between my sets, instead of resting, I did some ropes. So like,
oh fun.
yeah, so like I like doing those
Yeah.
in literally like 30 seconds, but I've been strength training without doing HIIT for a year. So like
Mm-hmm.
now I'm like, okay, I could probably bring in some stuff for like 4 to 6 weeks, like
Yeah.
3 times a
Yeah.
week. But
Hmm.
like the woman who is always doing HIIT, that's no. Like I would say,
Yeah.
spend your
Gotta give
time
it.
on being like
Yeah.
bored with your strength training. Do it anyway. Really go through the motions, fatigue the muscle. Your cortisol is gonna go
Mhm.
down the next day. You're gonna build that, and then after a while, you could add in
Mm-hmm.
some HIIT. So it's definitely not the first go-to whatsoever.
Agree.
Most women
Mm-hmm.
overdo it. And
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
where
that was
you
me.
stave off muscle. You get burnt out. Like it sounds like that was
Mm-hmm.
your
Or did
burnout,
it.
Wendy. Yeah.
Or did it. I love
Yep.
that. Get bored with your strength training. I
Get-
love that. That's the takeaway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think everyone thinks that people who are in shape or do strength train that they want to.
Yeah.
And I always tell women that I'm like, I don't want to go today or ever. Like I mean, I'm like, oh, a nice cup of tea with a bath or, like a book or something. Like I'm choosing that,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
as it gets colder,
Yes.
darker. But because we work out at night, that's
Yeah.
typically when I'll go. But I
Okay.
always just go, and then I always like 10 minutes in, I'm so happy I did. Like that's just
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
me.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just do it
Yeah.
anyway. And I'm not like, oh my God, I can't wait to get there. Like it's never. It's very rarely that way. It's kind of like brushing your
Right.
teeth. Like I can't wait to like get my teeth brushed. Like
You
you
need to
want to
brush my.
feel how it is after, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yep. That's so funny. Um, yeah, I love that. That's great. Yeah, and I think it's interesting because as people as people learn to work out in a weight room, it doesn't have to be a crazy long or hard workout. It actually can be pretty simple.
Right.
And you can kind of be in and out. Like I was doing well for a while going to the gym, and it was like I would go and I'd do, whether it was arms or legs or whatever, like do a quick walk on the treadmill or something and then do that. And then I personally love to swim. So I would just do like a quick workout and then I'd go do a couple laps, like just to finish it up, and that was like my cool down. Like I didn't even like push myself hard. It was just
Okay.
like, let's just do some laps. It's okay, and yeah, it's just fun though. But and then like changing it up, like you say, giving it a little change up, it rearranges things a little, so it's fun.
Mhm.
Makes it interesting.
Yeah, I almost feel like I've done a lot of thought about this, like because I'm really about like how can you make this fun for someone, that is
Yeah.
really dreading it. And like so I
Mm-hmm.
owned a gym for 12 years. They'd come in, personal train, and I would literally tweak or do something different because women really are creative and so am I.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
that's my creative outlet is like,
Mhm.
okay, can we do the ropes on our knees? Like, let's try
Right.
that. Like, that's different
Oh,
for your
wow.
core. Can you
Yeah.
sit on your butt and like go side to side
Yeah.
for your abs?
Yes. Yes.
And then then we do our meat and potatoes, like our squat,
Yeah.
whatever you
Mm-hmm.
know you have to do. But I feel like sometimes, yes, it's so simple that we don't, as women, we're just like, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? Like it's boring. It's like, I don't know. So I think that's part of it too. And that's part of the magic. Like if you do keep it simple and you just
Mm-hmm.
add more weight as you go on, that's called a periodization plan. And most guys
Yeah.
do that and they're okay with it.
Yeah.
I feel like
Huh.
women are built a little different. Like we fill the cup, femininity
Mm-hmm.
is the cup. And so we have
Mm-hmm.
the ideas, the support, we think everything through. Men are the pointer, point and go. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
like
Right.
that is hard for women to just go
Mm.
in and just kind of do this simple like every single time. So I
Right.
think yeah, being creative with it, throw in a
Mm-hmm.
plank in between, you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just do fun stuff. Like if it's the back, like you can do a bent over row, you can do lat pull down, you can do
Okay.
assisted
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
pull-ups. There's so much, and you know, that keeps it somewhat exciting, but keep it to 30 minutes too. Like
Yeah.
no pressure. Like you don't have to, you know, recreate the wheel in 2 hours here because you're probably not going to come back
Yeah.
next week
Right.
and
Exactly.
you don't have that kind of time. So
Right.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't, if you punish yourself, like, why am I doing this? Which leads me to my next question, Andrea. Like, what's the biggest mindset shift you have to work on with your clients? Is it, I feel like as women, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it to 100%. Like a
Mm.
lot of us are high achievers, overachievers. Is
Mm.
that the biggest, come on, Zoom,
That's
mindset shift that you have to work on? Or what do you see most with your clients that you really have to help them to bust?
Yeah, like I feel like in the sales, like the consult, like I already start trying to break some of those things down with
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
people.
yeah.
Like one of them is I say you don't have to be like phase one, phase two, phase three. And I go through like phase one is our metabolic reset, like our gut health.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're gonna dive deep and see what first. And
Mm-hmm.
then the second is that fat loss acceleration stage, once we've got everything in order in their body. And I talk about not being perfect and you know, and not restricting themselves because exactly when women would come into our gym and then they're like, I ran yesterday and then I'm here for the workout today and then I ate kale all day and I'm like,
Oh,
oh my God, we would just
right.
feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna see you next week. Like you're gonna hurt
Yeah.
Because
somebody.
she's burning
Like
herself out. Like,
Yeah.
just like, ugh,
Exactly.
not having any fun.
Yeah.
exactly. And so when they're putting that much pressure, you know,
Mhm.
so we teach how to work smarter, not
Mm-hmm.
harder. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's
Right.
the hardest thing though, because women want it. I don't know why, but we think it needs to be like emotionally
Right?
hard or like we have
Yeah.
to like shame ourselves into it or you know what I mean? I don't know. And so a lot of it's about expectation that everyone's body is different.
Hmm. Hmm.
Let's
Mm-hmm.
not like go marry the scale every day. Like
Right.
stay away from
Mm-hmm.
it. Like literally, if you are losing inches and you are feeling more energy, like that's exactly the right path. And think of an ice cube melting. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to see an ice cube melt in real time like that. It slowly like goes down. So if you've lost an inch or 2 inch, that's a huge deal. Like that means you've
That's
maintained
huge.
muscle, you're burning fat, like everything you're supposed to do will happen. So if that consistently happens, you'll get
Right.
there. So
Mm-hmm.
it's about adjusting timelines, expectations, and then yeah, not doing the burnout. Those are the
Right.
mindset shifts. And then what is actually adding up?
Going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that you have that holistic approach of like, look at the hormones, figure out what's off,
Hmm.
then help them come up with a plan and reframe it. Like that's so powerful, you
I
know?
love the ice cube analogy.
Yes.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
No, I
true.
think that's because most women will throw in the towel. That's another thing too, is like don't
Hmm.
don't go off of week four. Because what happens with our like I had a lady who's 149, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
she was there for like 2, 3 weeks and we tried some new protein workout kind of things. She looked great, continued to, you know, move, but like week 1.5, she was like, this isn't working. Nothing's happening. You know, and I'm like, just stay the course. Let's see what your body's gonna do.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then she's like, I'm 147, you know, so it was like See,
That's
like
amazing.
you did, you were, you are burning fat. It's all happening. And to me, I'm like
Mm-hmm.
overjoyed, that it was slow, but she would have quit, I think, if she didn't have that perspective. And
Mm-hmm.
that's every one of us, I think, in business and in life. And it
Yep.
comes back to that, I should be there by now. By now,
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean? Who's
Right.
setting you up for failure? You are.
Right.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, kind of busting that open, and then they stay the course, and then big things happen.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Yes, I do too. And should we talk about your program, the midlife? Was it midlife mastery? What is this?
Yeah, I was like the 4-month midlife hormone mastery program.
Ooh.
So that is our signature program, and like I said, we have the phases that women go through, just like nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, like if the tide goes out, it's going to come back in. If, in the fall, summer, winter, there's different phases. So we
Mm-hmm.
use a phased approach where we will get labs, we get a lot more data, on like not just levels of hormones, but like what your body's doing with them. We can
Mm-hmm.
order stool tests, also like GI maps to see, is there
Mhm.
anything big here that's blocking your progress,
Okay.
because of the transition you made in peri or menopause? And if so, then let's address that.
Mm-hmm.
And then phase two, which is the fat loss acceleration, is much easier. Like the side effect was weight gain, low energy, and nobody realizes there's a root cause to that. So then we go
Mm-hmm.
in, we get rid of that, or start
Yeah.
facilitating healing, and then the side effect is weight loss, more energy, better sleep. So we get the
Mm-hmm.
women off of dieting and eating less, but actually healing the root
Oh,
condition. And then the
Mm-hmm.
third phase is that maintenance phase. So month
Mm-hmm.
one, figure out what's going on. Month two, fat loss acceleration. Month three, kind of continue. Month four, how do we maintain? Like
Yeah.
what? Because that's a skipped over too. I feel like we get there and we're like, okay, phew, I'm done with that. Like on to the next project or creative endeavor. But it's like, no, we should really figure out
mhm.
now, how do we stay here? And you have to actually reverse diet a lot of times, eat more food
Mhm.
very
Mm-hmm.
slowly so that your
Mm-hmm.
body can acclimate to where it should be,
Mm-hmm.
with that. So we help women do that too.
Yeah.
I
I
love that
think
path.
it's funny. I'm trying my best to be good at eating 3 solid meals a day with, increased protein and all the things. And it's not that I didn't eat because I wanted to restrict. It was more like I didn't think to eat, or I was busy, and like the day just got beyond me. And then
Mhm.
I'm like, oh my God, I forgot lunch. Lunch is typically the one that gets forgotten.
Okay.
And I'm good at breakfast and I'm good at dinner, but
Yeah.
lunch,
Lunch, not so much.
not so much. A lot of times I'm just not hungry. And so I'm like,
Mm.
okay, I gotta do this. And it's amazing how sometimes I'm just like, how do I put more food in my body? Like
That is
it's
like one of
hard,
the things
especially when you're
we
upping the
get.
protein.
Yeah, right. Because it's not, yeah, I think that's one of the harder things. So we make like little goals of 100, 125 grams a day. But
Mm-hmm.
like what I was taught is that like basically you should eat every 2 hours. And that is, if you want to age quickly, you will eat every 2 hours. Do not eat every 2 hours. Like
I
Yeah,
can't do
really.
basically,
that.
yeah, your body's insulin is going up. And now
Mhm.
suddenly you're
Mm-hmm.
this constant, you got all these things when you should eat, stop,
Yeah.
eat the next meal, but make it big. And so I think
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of women, yeah, they have trouble understanding like you could just do a bigger portion when you do eat of the chicken. So it's,
Yeah.
again, it doesn't have to be overthought. It's not like you need to
Doesn't have
make
to be
the
hard.
fancy like
Let it be easy.
yogurt parfait with the oats, and you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
make another one. It literally could just be like, okay, instead of 4 ounces of chicken, I'm gonna have 8. And then
Yeah.
you're like, oh wow, like I've hit my protein goal.
Yep.
Really.
Instead of
Exactly.
eggs, like I could do 8 ounces of egg whites, like
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
too. I make this really easy shake. It's like 8 ounces of egg whites. So a lot of people are like, you do? Like, it's like I do them in the Ninja. And then
Yeah.
I do
Okay.
whey protein, collagen, and then I blend it up with ice, and then I
Yep.
put a little bit of nutso in it. And then I put in like this granola that's protein. So it's like
Mm.
60 grams of protein, the shake. Tastes amazing. I feel like I'm eating like a blizzard. And
There you
that's
go.
like my go-to. And it's super well.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll just eat that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like then it could be dinner and maybe a snack. You know what I mean? Then
Yeah.
I hit the goal and eat enough. But yeah, I think that's a big thing is,
Yeah.
we have to take care of ourselves and slow down and make sure to eat. My husband's great at it. Like he makes his breakfast every morning. He sits at the table like a good boy and eats.
Yep.
I'm like, I'm just gonna pass you with the coffee here,
Yes.
I've learned
Yep.
ways to like throw it in my coffee. Like, I don't know. Like, I am not that meal prepper lady or anything. I wish
Yeah.
I was, but
Yeah.
So do
Yep.
what works for you. And let
Exactly. And there's ways to make it work. And that's the thing that's interesting, is like you can find a way.
I think when up here you believe it and trust what
Yeah.
you're doing, that's when it becomes unstoppable. Like you'll never have a day under 130 grams of protein and,
Yeah.
like without whole foods. But I think there's some second guessing, and I wouldn't be surprised because there's so many different messages like, oh, you should fast, and oh, you should, like do the HIIT workouts. And so it's like if you're coaching with one person, maybe you should just stick with what they're saying and try to tune out social media and all that.
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Because,
good
yeah.
advice.
Yeah. Oh man. Any other questions, Wendy? You got anything else?
I mean, this conversation has just been so beautiful. And my
Yes.
takeaway is let it be easy, ladies.
Yeah.
Let it be easy. And if it's not easy for you, contact Andrea and she can help you out.
Yes.
Please.
We will figure it
Absolutely.
out. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is having that support, having somebody
Yep.
who's going to, cheer you on, guide you along, help you, hold you accountable, all the things, because it's very hard. We've got enough plates spinning, right?
Exactly.
So it's great to have somebody to support you.
Agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you.
I feel like we could talk for like 5 more hours.
Same.
Talk
There's so
about
much
what
more to
lights
this
you up.
story.
This, like women and talking, and this lights me up. So this is so
Yeah.
fun. Thank you, ladies.
Yeah, you're
Excellent.
so
Really
welcome.
happy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And so yeah, we will put all of Andrea's information in the show notes. Please reach out to her. Is there anything else you want to share with the audience, or is there a final
thoughts?
Final thoughts. Yeah, just don't overthink it. Oh, don't overthink it. And don't think you already did that. Because
right?
like, did you really do it? Like we're gonna kind of come back and don't like think away the basics because they are I mean, and you don't have to have, I love GLPs. I'm all for it. We have people in our program, but you also still can lose weight, ladies, in your 40s, 50s, 60s without them. So I just kind of want to plug that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That makes me feel good.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time on Smiling Souls.
See ya.
Bye.